Unaware that it has been observed, a wild boar makes its way through the thick underbrush of the woodland as it walks slowly through the silent depths of the forest. While hiding behind the shelter of dense vegetation, a hunter attentively surveys the area and waits for the appropriate opportunity to strike. It is possible for the animals to become alerted by even the tiniest sound because the terrain is rough and has a little dusting of snow. When faced with such circumstances, precision, patience, and years of experience are absolutely necessary. After a moment of silence, the sound of a single gunshot reverberates throughout the hillside. Instantaneously, the herd reacts by dispersing in a state of terror. It was a result of meticulous tracking and calculated aim that one of the boars was hit and collapsed among the dry plants during the battle. Every single instant of the hunt is molded by one's ability to hunt, one's timing, and one's profound regard for the animal. As the sun drops below the horizon, visibility begins to diminish. When there are fewer wild boars left, it becomes more difficult to locate them, which calls for increased alertness and collaboration. The hunters continue their daytime search until dusk, at which point they switch to conducting their hunt using thermal imaging technology. It is only via the use of more sophisticated scopes that the luminous silhouettes of the boar herd are once again apparent. There is still a need for silence, plan, and solid judgment in order to achieve success, despite the support that technology provides. The presence of piglets within the group is brought to light using thermal scopes, underscoring the significance of ethical hunting. It is the responsibility of responsible hunters to emphasize ecological balance, choose acceptable targets, and avoid causing harm to young animals or creatures that are vulnerable. When the mist starts to settle in and exhaustion starts to set in, the pursuit requires even more concentration than before. After everything is said and done, success is not only determined by the hunt itself, but also by the level of care and consideration that is displayed throughout the process. In addition to the thrill of hunting, wild boars provide significant challenges to the ecology and the economy, particularly in some countries like Australia. The devastation of crops, competition for livestock feed, and the spread of diseases such as foot and mouth disease and African swine fever are the primary ways in which these animals inflict agricultural harm, which is estimated to constitute an annual cost of approximately 100 million Australian dollars. Night hunting has become a popular way of population control in order to address this issue. This is due to the fact that wild boars are most active between the hours of 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. Night vision goggles, infrared cameras, and high-powered lighting systems are some of the tools that modern hunters use to efficiently detect and track their targets. Using a variety of techniques, such as hunting, trapping, and poisoning, the National Feral Animal Control Centre of Australia estimates that between 500,000 and 1 million wild boars are eliminated from the wild every year. There are around 300,000 to 700,000 creatures that are eliminated each year as a result of night hunting alone, which accounts for 60 to 70% of them. According to a study conducted by the University of Queensland in 2022, over 40% of professional hunters in Australia engage in night hunting using helicopters. This methodology is particularly prevalent in places such as Queensland and New South Wales. It is possible for these operations, which cost between 2,000 and 5,000 Australian dollars (AUD) per night, to remove anywhere from 50 to 100 wild boars in a single operation. The states of Queensland, New South Wales, and the Northern Territory are the typical locations where high-density populations of wild boars can be found. These numbers can range anywhere from 10 to 20 per square kilometer. In the state of Queensland alone, approximately 200,000 wild boars are killed every year, with the majority of these killings taking place during the night. In regions where wild boar populations have become a growing concern, particularly in parts of Australia, the use of semi-automatic rifles has been officially sanctioned as part of regulated hunting practices. These firearms, typically chambered in calibers ranging from 223 to 308, are favored by experienced hunters due to their effectiveness in delivering swift, humane, and efficient results. The ballistic performance of such rifles allows hunters to target large, fast-moving animals like feral pigs with precision reducing the risk of prolonged suffering and ensuring the safety of both the hunter and the surrounding environment. As a result, these weapons have become the standard tools in the field for professionals and licensed individuals engaged in pest control. By contrast, handguns and traditional archery equipment such as bows and crossbows are seldom used in wild boar hunting scenarios. Their limited range, lower stopping power, and slower rate of fire make them impractical for situations where quick reaction times and immediate incapacitation of the animal are necessary. While these tools may have a place in recreational or controlled environments, they are generally not suitable for the dynamic and often unpredictable conditions encountered during nighttime or rural hunts involving invasive species. Every individual who participates in such hunting activities must adhere strictly to local firearm regulations. This includes holding a valid and current firearms license, which is granted only after completing the required training, background checks, and safety courses. Furthermore, all hunters must remain in full compliance with jurisdiction-specific hunting laws, which may vary by region, season, and land classification. These laws are designed not only to ensure public safety, but also to maintain ethical standards in wildlife management. For example, in the state of New South Wales, NSW, Australia, those who wish to engage in wild boar hunting on public lands must first obtain explicit permission from the relevant land management authorities. This process ensures that hunting activities are coordinated with broader conservation strategies and land use plans. Public land hunting is tightly regulated to prevent unnecessary disruption to native ecosystems and to align pest control efforts with the goals of environmental preservation. The ecological reasoning behind such policies is rooted in the significant damage that feral pigs inflict on both the natural and agricultural landscapes. Wild boars are known to cause widespread destruction by rooting through soil, trampling vegetation, and predating upon the eggs and young of native wildlife. In Australia, this includes species such as kangaroos, emus, and sea turtles, whose habitats can be severely degraded by the presence of feral pigs. The animals also carry diseases and compete for food sources, further stressing native species. From an agricultural standpoint, their foraging habits can lead to extensive crop losses, damaged fencing, and contaminated water supplies, resulting in substantial economic hardship for farmers and rural communities. As such, managing wild boar populations is not merely a matter of pest control, but a vital component in the broader effort to preserve biodiversity and restore balance to disrupted ecosystems. Night hunting, when feral pigs are most active, is increasingly recognized as a scientifically supported, highly practical method of invasive species management. Utilizing modern equipment such as thermal imaging scopes, night vision devices, and specialized tracking tools, hunters are able to conduct operations with a higher degree of accuracy and safety. This strategic form of intervention offers multiple benefits. It reduces economic losses for farmers, minimizes environmental degradation, and helps protect the habitat of vulnerable native species. Equally important, it encourages a responsible, informed approach to wildlife control, one that respects both ethical principles and scientific understanding. By adhering to legal protocols and prioritizing humane practices, night hunting in Australia serves as a case study in how human activity can be aligned with environmental stewardship. In conclusion, the combination of regulated firearm use, jurisdictional compliance, and ecosystem awareness forms the foundation of a comprehensive and ethical approach to wild boar management. It reflects a growing commitment not only to safeguarding agricultural livelihoods, but also to maintaining the delicate ecological balance that supports native wildlife and natural heritage. The general public can have a better knowledge of the complexity of ecosystem conservation and the long-term advantages of sustainable resource stewardship if they are able to comprehend these efforts and show their support for responsible wildlife management. Notwithstanding the fact that night hunting in Australia is a practical solution that is supported by strong statistics and profound significance, it serves as a potent reminder of humanity's responsibilities toward nature. In addition to assisting in the reduction of economic loss and the protection of the environment, it also serves as a powerful illustration of the significance of preserving the equilibrium of nature. Each individual can better comprehend the significance of ecosystem conservation and sustainable resource management by gaining knowledge and getting involved in the process. This is an educational value that will withstand the test of time. We hope that the movie was able to assist you in gaining a better understanding of the methods that the Australian government employs in order to deal with wild boars. You are appreciated for watching. To show your support for my channel, please remember to give the video a like, subscribe to it, and share it with your friends if you found it entertaining. Be careful, and I'll see you next time.